when last we left our heroes, they were traveling back from Cragmaw Castle after killing the King Bugbear and his many enemies, or colleagues, whatever you want to call them. The team rescued Gundren Rockseeker, the dwarven employer, so to speak, that has originally hired the entire party back in Neverwinter. The party saved Gundren through an epic fight of many nisses, and they also lost the trail of a shapeshifter. Once again, key enemy got away.
Yep. That sucked.
Good job, team.
Don't remind me.
We're doing pretty rough.
Yeah. So the team of great adventurers, great in air quotes, put their tails between their legs, took Gundren back to Phandalin. The journey was very boring because I didn't have any combat rolled up for them. So, when we last left them at the end of the last video, which you should go watch, or just watch the entire series, that'd be really cool too. The party was driving into Phandalin on the cart that the party has. We have Malchus, we have Hyek, we have Arson.
I believe it's pronounced Hyek.
We have Arson and Lossian, and Harbog has mysteriously disappeared. Gundren is also there as well, and I believe their next stop was to go see Sildar at the Town Master's Quarter. So, since everybody else is dead or not here, Malchus, you can run this.
Right, because I actually remember we were going to go talk to Sildar, but I don't remember about what. I think it was because we got Gundren. Pretty sure that's what it was, because Gundren's with us right now.
Gundren's almost dead. Like, Sildar's his friend.
Yeah, because where did they say he was supposed to be? It was... he was at the Town Master's Hall, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's where Sildar is.
That's camp. 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Spencer's hit.
Yeah, winning.
Alright, so I'm going to suggest to the party, hey guys, we should go to the Town Master's Hall. And then start making my way there and say, hey, Gundren, Sildar's here, he's gonna want to see you.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely check in with Sildar. I mean, I don't want him to be worried about me. I've been gone for a very long time. And
and in not good circumstances.
I'm glad to hear that he's all right too. So this is good.
Yeah, he's pretty fine.
Excellent.
When we found him, he was actually beating up a whole bunch of guys, and he was yelling, "Gundren, where are you?"
Interesting. Well, I'm glad that he was fighting valiantly.
Yep. He was not captured at all.
All right.
So I'll just start making my way over there.
All right, so as the party gets to the Town Master's Hall, it's just, for those of you who don't know what it looks like, you know, it's a stone town hall. You know, it has a wooden upper. It has like a chimney. You know, it's nothing fancy. Phandalin is definitely a run-down town. It's definitely not as lush and lavish as some of the other places in the world, because the mine has pretty much dried up and stopped producing.
Well, because wasn't the goods we originally delivered here was to help the town rebuild, right? That's what they were saying?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That's 3 for 3, Spencer. I'm just so pressed. So, the Town Master's Hall has sturdy stone walls, a pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower on the back. Posted on a board next to the front door is a notice written in common. It reads, "Reward. Orcs near Wyvern Tor. Those
I forgot about that.
mind to face the orc menace should inquire within." The notice bears the town seal and an indescribable or indecipherable signature.
All right, orcs. We're gonna talk about that too.
So Gundren's gonna hop down from the cart, and he's going to go straight into the Townmaster Hall to see Sildar.
Cool. I'm gonna pull my cloak just a little bit more around my face, because, well, my party that usually does the talking is not here. And I will follow behind him.
Alright. So, Gundren gets inside, he sees Sildar, and they start chatting, and they hug, and it's good to see you, my old friend. Oh, I was so worried about you. So, I as well, Gundren says. I didn't know if I'd ever see you again. And enough of me trying to roleplay with myself. Sildar looks at the party that's come in, and he sees Malchus. He says, Malchus, it's good to see you again. How have you been?
Never been better.
Excellent. Well, I do believe that Gundren has told me that he owes you a bit of a reward. Does he not?
Oh, that is right. I forgot about that.
Yes. So, let me go into the back, and I will get that for Gundren. We will, I'll cover that for him, because, that's what friends do. So, Sildar runs into the back and comes out with a bag of coin. And he says, this is for returning Gundren safely. Inside the bag is 25 gold pieces.
Nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
He says, we will also, the next couple days here, we will definitely put together the agreement with regards to the 10% of shares from the mines of the cave, Echo Cave, once we...
Look, to be honest, between you and me, you guys need that more than we do. I'm not interested in shares in the mine.
Are you sure?
100% positive. I mean, look at this place. You guys need it more than I do. Plus, I don't know how long I'll be sticking around here, so...
All right. If you say so. At this point, we have Lossian and Arson come up and say, Sildar, it's good to see you again, but we must bid you our adieu. We will be leaving the party. We have been summoned elsewhere.
What? Is there nothing I can say to keep you here?
Well, what do you have to offer?
I don't have anything to offer.
Well then, that is how we felt about this party.
Do you want to fight some orcs?
Good day.
Never mind then.
About face and leave. Sildar looks at you. He's like, that was kind of douchey.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at least they said something this time and didn't just disappear for random times. So
yeah.
That's okay.
I feel
can't complain too much.
There was some inconsistencies in your party.
Yeah, that's okay. I still have hick, which is all that's important.
Hopefully, moving forward, you will find a more stable group.
Only the gods will tell.
So Sildar tells Gundren that he should probably go back into his sleeping quarters and rest up, as he's had a long travel and he's been pretty much beat to a pulp near death, and he's gonna need a few days to rest. So Sildar shakes Malchus' hand and says, I know before you headed out, you were in contact with a mercenary that's in town right now, Herschel Lander, and he came by and he said if I saw you, that he would like to chat with you too when you guys get in. So
Herschel, that name sounds familiar.
Yes. Do you recall where he lives?
No.
All right. So Sildar rolls the map of Phandalin, and he sees all this scribbles on it with a carp and a lion and a treasure dungeon. And
I wasn't here for the treasure dungeon.
It's like, and he sees Lenny has a hot wife. He's like, okay, well, you have a very interesting map keeper.
That was, well, they left.
Oh. Okay, well then. And then he points to the map where there's the big X on the house that says Merc. I would assume that's him you're referring
Sweet.
to. That is Herschel Lander's house. So you can head on over there and see him.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
But
hey,
yes.
could you? I saw that sign on the door about some orcs you're having some issues with.
Yes.
Are these the same orcs from before?
Yes, they are. You'd actually have to speak to Harbin Wester, the mayor in standing, I guess. He's sort of he's just kind of here. He's actually not in right now, so if you come back in a couple days, he should be back to his post. I'm sort of watching for him. But as far as I know, that is the same orcs troubles that have been going on up there. So yeah,
okay, perfect.
Definitely could be some extra income for the party now that there's only two of you.
Well, you also haven't heard of anyone else potentially wandering through the area?
No.
Just the two of us isn't the safest in these times.
I haven't heard of anybody, but yeah. I mean, I wish you the best in finding some other party members if need be. But I can keep my ear to the ground, and if somebody swings by, I'll send them your way.
Okay. I just have two quick last questions.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the black spider?
Oh, black spider. I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, you have?
I don't know much about them, but the guild that I'm in, which name escapes me at the moment because I've been hit on the head and the dungeon master doesn't remember the name of the guild that Sildar is in.
That's okay. I hear it happens sometimes with dungeon masters.
It does, especially after an extremely long break. We've heard rumblings about them. We don't quite know what they're up to or what their plan is, so I mean, unfortunately, me and the Lord's Alliance, that's a guild member or name I remembered.
Perfect.
Yeah, we've been watching them. They've been on our radar, but our main goal has been getting Phandalin, safe and back up and running. But we have seen remnants of them. Why?
If you hear anything about them, let me know. Because I think they are related to what's happened with Gundren's kidnapping.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I will definitely keep an ear out for that.
I also heard there's a local wizard here in town, Irano.
Oh, my friend Irano. Yeah. Have you seen him? I mean, he went missing a while ago.
Oh, that's very inconvenient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was hoping to speak with him. I am a wizard myself.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, he definitely would have been. He definitely probably could have helped you. He definitely knows his stuff.
Well, if you hear anything about him too, let me know. Because
all right.
We wizards like to stick together.
Alrighty. Well, I will keep an eye out for him.
Well, you are obviously very busy keeping track of everything here, so I will be on my way to speak with Herschel. And
all right.
Maybe one of these times we'll have a drink together in the pub.
Excellent. We can do that. Hyek, it was nice seeing you. Okay,
sometimes Hyek can be a little quiet.
Interesting.
He's a little shy.
He should try that more. Sildar chuckles. He's like, adventurers, it's been good seeing you. We will get Gundren back up to his rock-seeking self, and we will venture out to find his brothers.
Oh, that's right. Sildar's brothers were also taken.
All right, and Sildar heads into the room where Gundren is to tend to his wounded friend.
Or wait, his brothers weren't kidnapped. They were just in the mine way ahead.
Gundren's? Yeah, they were.
Oh, never mind. Cool. Well, I guess in this situation, I will head over to Herschel's.
All right. So you get to...
Keeping my eyes out for any able-bodied helpers that may be able to help me not die.
All right. So you head down to Herschel. It's not too many houses down. You come to a Y in the road, and you see Herschel's house on the right, and it's a very plain house. It's not kept very well. It's a little crooked, but you go up and the door's closed as you approach.
I will knock on it.
Come in!
And I will then go in.
So as you
Hey, Herschel, long time no see.
You see Herschel sitting at a table with his hand on a short sword. Oh, it's you. And his hand.
Because Herschel was the one that we originally got the quest from, right?
Nope.
At the very beginning?
Gundren was the dwarf.
Oh, that was Gundren at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't met Herschel then.
Oh yeah, he was in the treasure dungeon. He's been around, but
Cool.
he knows of you through chats with the other party.
Well, I'm pretty talented.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Malachus, good to see you. Heck, come on in. As you enter, it's a small home inside. It's very dark. There's some candles lit. There's rugs on the wall, a bear mounted, a bear head stuffed and just on the wall. You can tell that Herschel is quite the hunter. He has little trinkets from previous hunts, like rabbit's feet and traps on a shelf that he uses when he hunts. And as you come in, he's sitting at a table with what look like two other people who you've never met before.
Well, I will make sure to. I'll have put my hands down in my pockets then, and keep my hood still.
Herschel says, Malchus, Heck, I want to introduce you to somebody. We have Dr. Claudia Ashcroft here, and she's in town with her colleague, Lothos. Correct? Yeah? Got the name right? Mm-hmm. Okay,
yes.
Good. All right. And they're a party of adventurers, and they've wandered into Phandalin, and I've managed to scoop them up. And just reading the chemistry of your party, I wasn't too sure how it would do. And obviously, since it's just you two, I must have read the signs correctly. Will they be joining us, or?
I guess they have been called elsewhere. Tough left.
Called elsewhere. Okay, I've heard that one before.
Right,
Well-
Hjek, what do you think about this situation?
Heck just ruffles his feathers.
Sorry, Hjek's a little shy sometimes.
Okay, Heck. Well, I guess we should get to the introductions. I know Dr. Claudia Ashcroft is looking for a party, and Lothos is also looking for somebody to help with, whatever it is you adventurers do. So, have a seat. Let's have a round table, get to know one another. So, Dr. Claudia Ashcroft, why don't you tell Malchus and Yak about yourself?
Darling, if it's any issue, you can just call me Claudia. I've traveled to Fendelin to aid in the recovery effort from some illnesses passing through town. I've been working with some of the locals here and working with the ones that can't quite get medical care to ensure that they get over the illness. But it's lovely to meet you, Malchus. I've been looking for a few people to help me out with some combat capabilities. I have quite the objective in mind. I'm looking for someone. And I'm not sure where she's been taken, but it is excruciatingly important that I get to her.
Someone's been taken. I'm sorry to hear that.
As am I. Either way, Herschel here has been telling me a great deal about you, and from the looks of you and... I'm sorry, what's your name again? Looking at the bird person? Chris's character?
It's pronounced Hick.
Right. It looks like you've been through a great deal of effort as far as combat goes, and I'm proud to let you know that it seems that I will be your in-house medic.
Oh, nice. I won't have any complaints about that. I will warn you, though, our heavy hitter is gone. He was our cleric. He could take out a whole entire room of baddies in a single bound. And unfortunately, neither myself or Hick were capable of such a thing.
Well, I assume with my assistance we will be just fine without him.
I have no complaints.
Alright, well, that was just... Herschel gives a slow clap. Good job, Claudia.
Thanks, Herschel.
We're making friends, isn't this beautiful? Lothos, why don't you tell us about yourself?
And so, sitting before you at the table, you see an elf, extremely pale, almost to the skin looking to a white tone, with long gray hair and eyes so light blue, again, it's almost white. And then clad in extremely dark, heavy, black armor. And he'll just kind of look up from the table. I'm looking for a relic, and I've gotten about as far as I can by myself. So I need some assistance. I'll pay my way if you help me.
Well, cryptic. A man of few words. I like that.
Thank you.
Well, Malchus, do these two look of use to you?
So Malchus takes a good look over the two. They look very, very powerful and like allies that would be not ones I'd want to cross.
You get a little grin from Lothos.
Well, I mean, they've introduced themselves. Why don't you introduce yourself, Malchus?
Well, I am Malchus, as you already know. So he stands before you. It's hard. Very long, dark black, close to below where his eyes would be. His hands both in his pockets. Nervously, with the way he kind of moves back and forth as he says, I'm Malchus. I've been traveling for some time in search of new powers and ancient secrets, you could say. I am a wizard looking for ways to expand my horizon. I've been unfortunately hit with a bit of a curse when I was younger, and someday I hope to cure it.
Well then. Dr. Claudium here might be able to assist you. I don't know. Curses. Yeah. Alright. Well. Heck. What about you? Heck just ruffles his feathers. And, That's a bird chirping noise. Well, I mean, Doctor and Lothos, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it must be a mutual agreement here.
I suppose a tiefling such as yourself could actually be quite beneficial. I have no objections.
You look powerful.
So, hearing the word tiefling, Malchus, you can take a step back. He's a little taken aback from what you've said, but you can see he raises his head just enough that see the light come across his face, and he gives a little bit of a smile.
Darling, you're not my first. Fear not. I don't worry much for your kind.
Well, that makes things a little more comfortable here.
We all bear our own secrets.
Okay, well, excellent. It looks like we have a new party. Yay! Excellent. Well, this is good. This is perfect. This is what I do here. Just Herschel, the old guy party builder. This is what I do.
Yes,
Herschel,
sir.
you have a talent.
Quite a matchmaker.
Well, Malchus, tell me of your journeys. How have you been?
Well, I would say we've had a fair share of mixed results. He's back safely. He was just so things should hopefully going okay.
Will the two orangutans fighting in your kitchen?
We found out. I didn't know. So I'm saying this to Herschel. I didn't know if it was something to bring up Sildar or not. But his friend, the wizard, I forgot his name, Irano. I heard news that Irano's working with the Black Spider.
Oh my.
I wasn't able to tell Sildar. I don't know what the situation is and if he came across Irano. If Irano knew, maybe. Well, if I told Sildar and Irano knew that Sildar knew. I wasn't sure if Sildar would be. So.
Very wise.
Although by the sounds of it, he's not going to find him.
Yeah.
So.
Rano, he's a very powerful man, and if he doesn't want to be found, he has the means of not being found. So, if Sildar hasn't heard from him, I would assume he's not reached out to Sildar. As Sildar is very loyal to the Lord's Alliance, I don't feel that he would keep that from you. So, interesting. We'll definitely have to keep a watch out for him, because that could pose potential issues for Fandolin down the road.
We also shape changer that unfortunately got away. Her guys. So I explained the elf that she had taken the shape of, so that if he encounters that, he'll be able to recognize. Or was it a drow?
I believe it was a female elf.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so I explained what, I doubt that the shape changer will take that form again, but that is what she looked like. So, other than that, I don't really know what else to say. The shape changer can look any way she pleases.
Yeah, they're definitely very difficult to keep track of. They can get out of dodge if need be very quickly and quite easily, so yes. Well then, was the journey difficult? Did you run into many troubles?
Well, besides some strange...
Sorry, what was that? Cut out.
Oh, except for some strange scarecrows that came to life and attacked us, I would say.
Oh, scarecrows. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they can jump up.
Do you know what Pharmapalooza is?
Pharmapalooza.
Have you heard of that? Because
No.
apparently Hick has found a deed for it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We will, we'll definitely be, we'll do our best to find where Pharmapalooza is.
I just saw that in my notes.
At this point, Herschel looks over to Hyek, and Hyek's standing there in his cloak, but there's Herschel can see on Hyek's chest there's a shape that he recognizes, and Hyek notices that there's a gold chain, or Herschel recognizes on Hyek's neck there's a gold chain, and he's like, Hyek, what is that you have there? It's a new piece of jewelry that you're sporting. Hyek opens his cloak, and on this gold chain is a pendant, and on this pendant it's a circle with an eye carved into it. And you see Herschel's demeanor go from very light and enjoying the evening to very, very serious very quickly. And he's like, Hyek, where did you get that? And Hyek stands there sightless. So Herschel looks over at Malchus. He says, do you recall where Malchus or Hyek got that?
No, I don't. If I had to guess, it was that was recent. Possibly. Or no, that was back when we first got Sildar, wasn't it?
No. Alright, little DM intervention here because it's been so long. And I don't recall if you were actually there for that session, so I shouldn't have thrown that at you. The party was ambushed by a gnoll while they were sleeping. And the party fought and killed the gnoll. This gnoll was very battered and had knives and daggers and unhealed
Oh, I
wounds.
definitely wasn't there for that. That would have been a sweet fight.
No, it was pretty sweet. And something that everybody noticed about this gnoll after it was defeated. Gnolls have a lot of fur, but there was a very distinct black circle, almost like scarred into the top of this gnoll's head. And not like a regular, it was a very prominent dark color of black, just embedded into the top of this gnoll's head. Hyek would have relayed this message to Herschel in his Hyekish ways, so not how I described it at all. Herschel, once again, with a very serious demeanor, he's like, that's what I worried about gnolls. I've been tracking some recently, and there seems to be more and more coming all over the place. I don't know what is causing them to start grouping up like this. There's been more and more sightings of them, and it's concerning to me. And I mean, the fact that Hyek has a pendant of Solinari here, I mean, I have only ever seen one of these before. In my many days of traveling and adventuring, I've only seen one. And the man who had one, and Herschel sort of stops himself and looks around. He's like, don't ever tell him I called him a man. The dwarf who had one was one tough son of a bitch. This dwarf, and Herschel stands up and he goes to his shelf and he picks up what looks like a little, not too big, maybe about a foot high, and he picks up what looks like stone, and as he brings it to the table to sit back down, everybody at the table realizes it's a carving of a stone albatross. And Herschel says, the last man, dwarf, that I've seen with a pendant of Solinari, he was a very amazing and talented adventurer. And let me tell you, you did not want to be on his offside, because it would be a long trail of pain for you. This dwarf's name is Gamar. I knew
Is he piloting an airship?
You know, he has a very spotty past, and I was only in contact with him for a little while, maybe a month, and let me tell you, we had a lot of fun in that month. But from what I learned from him about this pendant of Solinari, there's a lot going on in this world that we don't fully understand yet. And what Gamar was telling me was that there is an elite group out there that's trying to stop what's coming, and they need as much help as they can, because what is coming will change the face of the earth forever. What that is, I don't know. Gamar and his companion at the time, they were summoned elsewhere, and we said our dues. I can't say that I've seen Gamar. I was a young adventurer then, maybe 25 years I haven't seen him. But
So they were summoned elsewhere?
yeah, we were camped out, and in the morning I had a note from Gamar and his companion Alun that they had two the Solinari protectors had summoned them. And I mean, at the time I had no idea, and to be honest, to this day I still don't really know what the Solinari soldiers are. That's all he said. And Gamar said he would reach out if ever need be, but I've been waiting 25 years and I still haven't heard from him. So I hope that he's doing all right. But
Malchius is going to make a mental note that those two had been called away, but so had his two previous, like Malchius's two previous companions. They were also both called away. So he believes that to be not a coincidence.
But yeah, so Yek speaks up and says, yeah, the knoll that was defeated had it. And Herschel he's very concerned, and he asks Yek, he's like, do you mind if I might be able to find some answers with regards to this if you lend it to me, and I can reach out to a friend of mine that owes me a favor. And yeah, a wizard, so to speak. And he says, is there anyone else in the room that, since I'm talking to a very powerful wizard that, needs anything, identified or figured out or anything, I can take a peek and see what he says.
Noted.
I don't believe so.
All right. Okay. Well,
Just looking through my items.
um,
Nope.
so Hyek hands over this medallion to Herschel, and Herschel puts it into his pocket. And says,
Oh,
"Don't-"
actually, I do.
Oh, you do. What do you have?
I have this mechanical gear,
Okay.
and I explained to him that it grows warm when it's near a mechanical object. Have you seen anything like this before?
Me? No. I'm just a lowly hunter now. It's been a while since I've done any adventuring, and I mean, I may have seen something back in my days, but I couldn't tell you what it does.
Given the nature of some of my equipment, would I understand it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So he's like, no, I'll definitely see what this is. And he puts that in his pocket, and he says, heck, don't worry, you'll get your medallion back. This is a very prized possession, and I expect you to take care of it. I'm sure it's enabled claws, talons, hands, whatever. And he's like, but with all this speak of Solinari, I think there's something I need to show you. And he's like, it's getting late, and it's near time. And if
Time for what?
well, what I'm going to show you is almost a state of the world that we're in right now. It's a very good indication of the state of Phandalin, and just sort of how the world is working right now.
You have piqued my curiosity.
You're a very strong and adventurous bunch, and I mean, I'm getting older, and I can't do this by myself anymore. So I feel if I share this with you, maybe there's something that you can take on as yourselves as well. He's like, we can get to one of the locations tonight that's not too far from here, but I have another location, which is actually a few days travel. We can tackle that one another day if you, as a group, would like to do so.
What are you doing?
There were several missions posted about town. Perhaps a bout of combat would be a good way to get to know one another. Before we take on anything too serious, that is.
It was true, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses.
What was that?
I said that makes sense. Knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses is always a good thing. And what
Right.
better way to find them out?
Herschel chuckles, and he says, well, I will... I hope there's no fighting tonight. It'll be a very civilized manner. But we'll travel a few days from here. We will most definitely need to be on high alert. But yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to. We should probably get going. The event is actually going to start right away here. So, anything else that we need to cover before we head out?
I didn't really explain my character. Do I have all my equipment on me?
Yeah, it would be there.
Okay. Then yeah, we're good.
All right.
I'm going to quickly look at Hyek and say, I know you're probably not going to listen to me, but it might be a good idea to hide that pendant.
Oh, Hyek has actually given it to Herschel.
Oh, I thought Herschel gave it back. That's
No.
my bad.
No, not at this time.
Cool.
So, everybody gets up, and there's no need for a wagon. It's only about a 30-minute walk. Herschel,
That's a lot of walk.
Herschel leads the group out of his house and down past the town Master's Hall, and takes a left down past the Lion Shield Coster and south out of the town past the miners' trail. And, you know, as you're walking, the forest becomes more and more dense. And probably about after another 20 minutes of walking, you come to a stone building in the forest. And there's something about this stone building. It looks very much, it looks like a church. And through your travels, you also realized in Phandalin that there is no church. Herschel then goes on to explain, says this is the church of Soon, and this is the god that Phandalin worships. And
How do you spell that?
Sune. And on this building, you see that there is a symbol. It is a square with another square inside it. Herschel continues to say that the Temple of Soon here, Soon was the goddess of love and beauty. For reasons beyond me, this is the god that Phandalin has decided to worship. But I would like to show you the state of this god, so to speak, in the world. Would you mind accompanying me inside, and we can sit for one of their, I guess, events, so to speak, services?
Can I insight check him?
I was gonna just ask the same thing.
Yep.
No suspicion, but I'm just... Hold on, is this how I do it? Neat!
Alright, so Malchius is like, well, okay, well, I guess he's telling the truth. Ashcroft is, he's telling the truth. He just wants to show us the state of this religion.
Regarding we met this morning.
Pardon?
Nothing. Let's go.
No, what did you say? I missed that.
I just said we met this morning. I would have a little bit of, or recently I would have a little bit of suspicion into this new epic journey. But let's do it.
All right.
Get back to here.
Herschel explains. This will all make sense very soon. So as he opens the doors, they creak a little bit, and inside you see all the townsfolk, and they're sitting there, and there's the preacher who's up there, and inside the chapel, so to speak, is along the walls there's stained glass of some of the immense creatures that that Soon had created, because in the world that you're in, Alethrion, as it is called, the gods were the creators of everything, and the gods had a battle. They wanted to create the best beast, the best animal, the best being, and the gods got very competitive. And at first it was very simple. Plants were made, and this populated the world, and eventually they got more and more creative. So as you can see in some of the stained glass, so to speak, there's some very interesting animals, and to be honest, a lot of them aren't really, it's stained glass, so the detail isn't extremely high. Can I get a perception roll from everybody?
I'm feeling very perceptive.
All right, so Dr. Ashcroft and Malchus, you're very, you're just taken back by the beauty of this little church, so to speak. But you are able to see, Lothos, you're able to see some very interesting creatures that you're able to make out. One of them is an Oni, which you can make out in the stained glass. There's the Mycondids, which are also in the stained glass. There's a Minotaur, from what you can make out, and another one that looks like the lizard folk. So from your what you assume here is that these are some of the creatures that Soon has created. There's also many others, but you're not able to make out there quite exactly what they are. But Herschel waves you in and sit down in the back of the church. And can I get another perception check, please?
Sure. How many exits are...
From what you can tell, there's the one that you came in, and then 2 up at the front.
Cool.
All right. So, Dr. Ashcroft and Malchus, you're able to see
Tables have turned.
that usually in the past, when you had heard of these religious events, that they were a joyous celebration, this one seems very somber to you. It's very, the songs that are being sang are very mellow and solemn, and they're not as joyous as you would expect in these sorts of gatherings. And Herschel,
Who's sitting beside me?
you have Herschel to the side. Herschel's on one side of you, and Hek is on the other side.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean over to Hek and say, I've never been much of a church person, but I guess neither of these people either.
And Herschel hears this, and he's like, the church has changed a bit. Before there was celebration of some of these, the gods were active. Each new creature that was discovered was it was a literal gift from God. But in the past few years, nothing has been being discovered. It's been a very slow couple of years, and a lot of people are starting to think that there's something wrong with the gods, because they're not answering their prayers, they're not creating new beasts and beings for this planet. So a lot of people are starting to get worried, and that's why these church sessions are not as joyous as they used to be, because unfortunately some people are starting to lose faith. So the service continues to go on, and you have your standing, your sitting, your singing. It's a regular church service, but once it ends, everybody's walking out, and they all look very, sort of hum-ha, not really excited, and not like a big sense of community anymore. It almost looks like a funeral percussion of everybody walking out, but they're very serious and, not joyous by any means. So Herschel says to the group after this, he's like, the world's losing faith in their gods. And I feel, through my travels, that something is wrong. And with Malchus's party experiencing a gnoll and the tracking that I've done of gnolls, I think there's an imbalance in the world. And I feel something large is on its way. But
I like the sounds of Malchus's party.
But this is the state of Phandalin. It's very somber, quiet. There was some rejoice with the disbanding of the Red Brands. That is definitely going to help Phandalin, and Phandalin has Malchus and Hiek to thank for that. But yeah, there are many other problems with Phandalin, that's for sure. But it is getting late, and we should probably head back. Do you have any questions or anything that I can, answer, or any concerns?
Darling, it seems that you've done quite enough today. You deserve a break.
All right. Well then, somebody wants to play the game. Fine.
Just trying to be polite, dear.
So, as Herschel is walking back with the group, just as he gets down to the miner's shack in the bottom left there, he points up and says, tonight it's the evening star. It doesn't happen all that often. And he points up, and you see a little light moving quite slowly through the sky. It's a good sign. It is. Hopefully we can get more of these.
And what does that signify?
It signifies there may be greater powers in the world. Some people think it's a different plane of reality moving near ours. Other people think it might be another planet. Other people think it may be a god watching us from above.
I think it's a star.
Everybody has their own ideas on what it may be, but I do hope that it is a good sign for us. But yes. Well, adventurers, it's been a long day. You are more than welcome to... I do have a spare room with some beds in it. You're more than welcome to stay there. We don't have to have you spending your money. Or there is the Stonehill Inn. I'm sure they'll be willing to accept your patronage. So, what shall it be?
I require my own room. I'll be at the inn.
The building next to it is being run as a clinic. You're more than welcome to stay there too, Mal. Hiek. I'll have to go get some of my other belongings before we head out. Anything that you may want to. So you're welcome to come there. Again, it does look like you've been through quite a lot. If you need a physical or anything done before heading out, maybe a patch job, I'm happy to be of service.
Oh, I should be okay. I haven't really gathered.
Well,
But I do
way,
appreciate the offer.
there's always a bed.
I think I'll take up Herschel on his offer. Yeah. I'll stay here.
Right. And I will head back to the clinic to collect my stuff and watch over my patients for one more night. Then I will head up to Lothos to get him in the morning, and we'll head over to Herschel's.
All right. And I think that is a good place to end the session. So, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been D&D, and if you liked this series and how it's going so far, it's very talk-heavy, this one, but we're doing a bit of a reset here, so hopefully it's not too dull. Come back next session. There might be some exciting stuff going on, and yeah, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow, and we will see you all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.